Hall of Fame. Yeah. And the world's gonna know your name.
The 29th of June, 1986, Mexico City, the Estadio Azteca Stadium. Argentina's second world title seemed inevitable after taking a 2-0 lead in the 56th minute. But just 27 minutes later, West Germany would level again with goals from Karl-Heinz Rummenigge and Rudi Völler. Extra time seemed to be just on the horizon. But just 3 minutes later, an Argentine whose name is not Maradona broke free from the German defense to score the most important goal of his career. His name is Jorge Burruchaga. Jorge Burruchaga was born in Gualeguay on the 9th of October 1962. He moved to Buenos Aires with his family of 11 siblings when he was just 2 years old, where he joined River Plate's youth academy when he was 9. Unfortunately, River Plate did not recognize Burruchaga's talent and released him when he was 14. In addition, his father's death in 1977 almost caused Burruchaga to give up his footballing dream, but his family urged him to continue. He subsequently tried his luck at Quilmes Atletico Club, where he was once again neglected. Luckily, a close friend of him introduced him to Arsenal de Sarandí, where he made his first team debut in 1979. Burruchaga reached a highlight point of his club career after joining Independiente in 1982. He started out by winning the 1983 Metropolitano whilst reaching the final of the Nacional Championship. In the following season, he was Independiente's top goal scorer in the Copa Libertadores with 6 goals under his name, including the only goal in the final against Gremio that helped Independiente win their 7th Copa Libertadores. He would later play the full 90 minutes in Independiente's victory against Liverpool in the 1984 Intercontinental Cup. Burruchaga's outstanding performances in Argentina allowed him to join Nantes Football Club in 1985, where he came runners-up in the 1985-86 League One whilst obtaining the Foreign Player of the Year award. Despite later being plagued by several knee injuries, Burruchaga still managed 27 goals in 140 appearances. Even until today, he is considered as one of the most talented players to have ever played for the club. Burruchaga joined Valencians in 1992 where he scored 10 goals in 32 appearances. However, it was at Valencians that Burruchaga got involved in the 1993 French football bribery scandal. Olympique de Marseille, who were about to compete with AC Milan in the European Cup final, offered Burruchaga and 2 other players money in exchange to throw their game in favor of the French Giants. Burruchaga claimed he accepted the offer initially but withdrew his decision afterwards. Regardless, Burruchaga was sentenced to 18 months of suspension from football. After his suspension, Burruchaga returned to Independiente where he won the 1995 Recopa Sud-American and Supercopa Sudamericana. He ended his professional career in 1998 after a 3-0 defeat to Vélez Sarsfield. In total, Burruchaga scored 72 goals in 235 appearances for the Argentine Giants. With the national team, Burruchaga participated in the 1981 Under-20 South American Championship and made his official debut in 1983. He participated in the 1983 Copa America where he won the top goal scorer award with Roberto Dinamite and Carlos Aguilera. His highlight point will eventually come 3 years later, when he was selected by Carlos Bilardo for the 1986 World Cup. Burruchaga would later recall that he arrived fit in Mexico. Really fit. Burruchaga was deployed as one of the 3 midfielders in Bilardo's 3-5-2 formation. Burruchaga's main responsibility was simple: pass the ball quickly to Maradona or Valdano whenever he could. But at the same time, Burruchaga also worked relentlessly to help out his team's defense. He will eventually play almost every single minute throughout the tournament as Maradona's best sidekick. Burruchaga scored his first goal of the tournament against Bulgaria during the group stage, confirming Argentina's top spot in Group A. After helping Argentina defeat Uruguay and England, Burruchaga provided Maradona with a brilliant assist to help Argentina gain the lead against Belgium in the semi-final. Maradona would later seal the game with another moment of individual brilliance. Statistics will later acknowledge Maradona touched the ball 98 times in the match, with Burruchaga supplying him with the highest amount of passes. With Maradona's presence being limited by Lother Matthaus' tight marking throughout the final, Burruchaga once again stepped up for his team. He provided Jose Luis Brown with a perfect cross to help the latter score his only goal for the national team. Hector Enrique and Jorge Valdano then extended Argentina's lead shortly after halftime. But just 25 minutes later, West Germany miraculously pulled the game back into contention with goals from Rudi Völler and Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. But just 3 minutes later, Burruchaga's moment of his life arrived. Despite West Germany's best efforts to contain Maradona, a lapse of concentration in the 86th minute allowed Maradona to provide the killer pass to Burruchaga. Burruchaga calmly placed the ball past Schumacher after a blistering run. Burruchaga and Argentina are the new world champions. Throughout Mexico 86, Burruchaga contributed to 2 goals and 1 assist. He was the 3rd top goal scorer in his team behind Diego Maradona and Jorge Valdano. Today, we all look back at Mexico 86 as Maradona's personal show, but at the same time, we should also recognize the contributions of Burruchaga and the other silent heroes who worked tirelessly on and off the pitch. Years later, Burruchaga described his run before the winning goal as the longest and most exhilarating of my life. He also revealed his original plan was to chip the ball past Schumacher instead of placing it between his legs. After 1986, Burruchaga participated in the 1989 Copa America where his team won the bronze medal. To no surprise, he was once again summoned to participate in Italian 90. Unfortunately, Burruchaga was forced to play with a thigh strap throughout the tournament due to a tuck injury 10 days before kickoff. To make matters worse, a number of his teammates also suffered from similar setbacks. Argentina shocked the world with a stunning 1-0 defeat to Cameroon in their opening game. In their second game against the Soviet Union, Burruchaga scored his only goal of the tournament to help Argentina advance to the round of 16. After narrowly defeating Brazil, Burruchaga converted both of his spot kicks in the penalty shootouts against Yugoslavia and Italy to help Argentina reach their 2nd consecutive World Cup final. Unfortunately, for him and Argentina, this final was a complete contrast to the final 4 years ago. Julio Olatarcochea, Ricardo Justi, Sergio Batista, and Claudio Caniggia were all suspended due to bookings in the semi-final, whilst Maradona, Burruchaga, and Oscar Ruggeri were forced to play through injury. This forced Argentina to adopt a highly defensive approach in an attempt to drag the game to another penalty shootout, in hopes that their penalty shootout hero, Sergio Goycochea, can once again guide them to victory. But an Andres Bremer penalty in the 85th minute ended all Argentine hopes of defending their trophy. Burruchaga was substituted in the 53rd minute by Gabriel Calderon. Years later, when he looked back towards Italian 90 in his interview, he felt his team were highly underappreciated despite coming so close to defend their title. He also believed Roberto Sensini's challenge was not worthy of a penalty, but he admitted West Germany were the better team on the day. Burruchaga's national team career came to an abrupt halt after Italian 90. Although he was speculated to participate in the 1994 World Cup, he was eventually excluded from the final 23-man squad. In total, Burruchaga made 57 appearances for his country and found the net 13 times, including the most memorable goal of his professional career. After his retirement, Burruchaga began his managerial career at his old club Arsenal de Sarandí. He is currently serving as the sporting director of Club Independiente. Best wishes to you, Burru. Your goal against West Germany in 1986 will remain in football's history books forever.
I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show